I'm just going to take a look at this Roderic O'Gorman video. He posted it a few hours ago. Now, I'm not going to watch the whole lot of it. I'm just going to take the first 20 or 30 seconds of it, because I believe that there are people in this world that are in certain positions, and there are people in this world that are in positions we don't even know of, that wield a lot of power, okay? And I believe that these people speak in code. I believe they use symbolism, and I believe that they speak in connotative meanings, or words with a different connotation, okay? So what we're going to look at here is just this: the man is after setting up some new government policy, or some new government program, sorry, and he's after giving it a name, and I'll get to that in a second. But it was just so bizarre that I kind of went looking around for a few other things. My mind went wandering, and I'll bring you on that journey now. We listen.
Today I'm very pleased to have launched the new National Traveller and Roma Inclusion Strategy and its first 2-year action plan. This strategy will cover the period from 2024 to 2028. NITRUS sets out the vision for a safe...
NITRIS. Is there not a better acronym that he could have come up with? So he could have come up with support for the Traveller and Roma program or whatever. So STAR. That sounds much nicer. NITRIS. The first three letters, NIT, they kind of spoil whatever follows, because anyone that knows that and like about NITs, or remembers having NITs, as we all probably had at some stage, I'm sure you have, the word is kind of embedded to give us a bit of disgust automatically upon hearing it. And that's the reaction that I had. I don't know about everyone else, but that's the reaction I had upon hearing the word. So I looked around to see if I could get some sort of meaning or definition of what the word is, or an etymological sense of where the word came from, or if it is even a word. So a few pages in and having a look around, I stumbled across this from wordsense.eu. So the word nitrous is a noun, nitrum, and it means various alkalis. So what are we talking about here? So in chemistry, we have alkalis, so alkaline and acidic. So it is one of a class of caustic bases such as soda, potash, ammonia, and lithium, whose distinguishing peculiarities are solubility in alcohol and water. Right, okay, interesting. We also have, quote, Hebrew and Egyptian words for it had the consonants NTR, indicating likely cognation in the Greek nitron, which was Latinized to nitrum or nitrium. What's interesting about the Hebrew and Egyptian word and the consonants NTR is that vowels weren't always used, or vowels could be used interchangeably. So it was mainly just the consonants that were used in the words. So NTR could be netter in Egyptian. It's interesting that they couple Hebrew and Egyptian together there as if they are totally worlds apart, when they're not. So NETER or NTR in Egyptian is netter, which meant gods apparently. So is Roderic invoking some Egyptian or old Hebraic deity? Who knows? So I moved along, and then I stumbled across nitric acid or nitric oxide. Sorry, nitric or nitric oxide. The S is just changed for the C there, but sometimes they can make the same sound. And what does this say? So nitric oxide is a gas that's found outside and inside your body. In the environment, nitric oxide can be toxic at high levels, but at the low levels inside your body, it acts as a chemical messenger, sending signals that are important for many bodily functions. Interesting. So we have Roderic speaking about his nitrous, and nitric or nitrous oxide in the environment can be toxic at high levels. So we'll continue on. So in the benefits of nitric oxide has wide-ranging effects on your health, impacting many of your body's systems, including your immune system. Nitric oxide provides a defense against invaders that can make you sick. It also controls many types of immune cells and helps these cells communicate and react more quickly to invaders. Isn't that fascinating? That the very acronym that he comes up with for his new program, that you're going to be paying for, by the way, it just happens to have a chemical behavior or a chemical ontology that just mirrors the very policies that Roderic is also imposing on the Irish people, where you have invaders that are weakening and sickening the Irish population and the Irish collective immune system. I find that fascinating. So what else have we got? The circulatory system. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels relax and widen. This improves blood flow and lowers your blood pressure. Sounds good. This process is called vasodilation. And although vasodilation is a natural process, quote, there are situations in which it can be harmful, such as in severe hypotension, allergic reactions, and strong inflammatory responses. So I would suggest that this, what we're speaking of here and what is implied when you read a little bit into it, I'm not saying I'm totally correct or this is how it was taught up. I'm just pointing out similarities in the words and ideas that this man espouses, and also the policies that he affects and implements in this country onto the Irish people. And they mirror each other almost perfectly. And to add to what I said at the start about my belief in people using symbolism and speaking in double speak, using words in different ways that we're not really used to, I believe that it's worthwhile in examining every single thing that these people say. And when you get presented with something so bizarre as NITRIS as a government program, your ears should tweak and your eyes should narrow a little bit to zone in on this, okay? And again, call this reaching, call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter, because what we're trying to do here is gain as much information on it, as many different things as possible, and also try and find some sort of understanding into the minds of these people. That's what we're trying to do. And because these people don't seem to listen to anything we say to them, you could also suggest that they speak an entirely different language to us, or they perceive an entirely different meaning in the world, which would imply that also that, or lead to the fact that these people have their own deities and their own religions. The overarching meaning of existence and being in the world. We all have it to some degree. So what these people believe to be the primary motivations in human life, it's important that we get a solid understanding of that in as much as we can. And so I just think it's really interesting that his policies just mirror the implicit meaning in the words that he's using for this thing. So what is he really trying to say here? Okay, thank you.